This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
In the year 1902, Taf Reish Samach Beis, the Maharsham had the unfortunate occasion that he was officiating at the Hakamas Matseva of his own wife, and Hashgacha had it that it occurred on Lag BaOmer, and this is recorded in Shas Tshuvas Maharsham, Krach Aleph, Chelek Beis in the Hakdama. And the Maharsham spoke, and he said, since the Hashgacha was that this Hakamas Matseva was taking place on Lag BaOmer, he is going to speak out, L'kaved Lag BaOmer, Pshat in the Gemara in Sukkah Mem Hey Amud Beis, Amar RASHBI, Rav Shimon Bar Yochai says, Yacholni liftar es kol ha'olam kulay min adin, I could exempt the whole world from judgment. What does the Helagetana Rav Shimon mean that he could exempt the whole world from judgment? How could he exempt the whole world from judgment? Well, says the Maharsham, the Gemara says in Sanhedrin Daf Tzadi Aleph that Antoninus says to Rabbi, I don't understand Rabbi. How could God punish anybody? L'chayra, the neshama and the guf, they both have an opt-out clause. They both have an excuse. The guf could say, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. Look at me. The moment my neshama leaves my guf, I'm like a stone lying here like a rock. I'm not able to move. I didn't do anything. It's the neshama's fault. And the neshama says, look at me. As soon as I left the guf, I'm a free spirit, and I haven't done anything wrong. So the guf could say it's the neshama's fault, and the neshama could say it's the guf's fault. Neither could do without the other, and therefore they should both be exempt. And the Gemara gives a mashal, and the mashal is as follows. The Gemara says this is like a cripple who cannot get around. So he rides on top of a blind man, and together they steal from an orchard. So what happened? The king finds the ganav, and the cripple says, "Look, I can't. I didn't do it. I can't even move. I can't walk around." And the blind man says, "I didn't do it. I can't see." So the king thinks for a moment. He says, "Taka, cripple can't walk. The blind man can't see." And then the king knows what to do. He takes the cripple, he puts him on the shoulders of the blind man, and he says, the same way you stole, that's how you're going to get punished. He punishes them together. So to the Rivan Shalom combines, says Rabbi, the guf and the neshama, and by putting the two together, he punishes them together. But the question is, it's not fair. Why can't the guf and the neshama both say that I didn't do it, he did it, I couldn't have done it without him? Well, says the Maharsham, the truth is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is right. Hashem has the right to punish, because we have a klal in halacha that if two people do a aveira, or two people do an iser, ze eino yachal, v'ze eino yachal, if neither one are able to do it, then shneim chayavim, they're both chayav. Ze yachal, v'ze yachal, we paskin shneim paturim. If two people do something together and A could have done it by himself and B could have done it by himself, so the truth is, I'm not needed because you could have done it, you're not needed because I could have done it, so neither of us are needed, then that's a valid taina, we could both be pater. But ze eino yachal, ze eino yachal, the halacha is shneim chayavim. So regarding the guf and the neshama, ze eino yachal, ze eino yachal, each one played a critical role, and therefore they're both chayiv. And the truth is, this applies to all Yisurim. Says the Tshuvas RASHBI, Chelek Aleph, Siman Chav Ches. Says the Chacham Tzvi, Siman Pei Beis. Says the Shelas Yavitz, Chelek Beis, Siman Kuf Lamed Beis. Says the Maharsham and the Das Torah, Siman Beis, V'katan Samachei. This applies to all Yisurim, and therefore the Guf and the Neshama, Zeino Yachal, Zeino Yachal, Shneim Chayavim. Comes Reb Shimon in Masechta Shabbos and Daf Tzadi Gimel, and Reb Shimon is Machadesh, that ze eino yachal, v'ze eino yachal is also pater. That even if I couldn't have done it by myself and you couldn't have done it by myself, so I needed you, and my role is critical, still pater. So according to Reb Shimon, says the Maharsham, it would come out that taka, the guf and the neshama, are pater, because it's ze eino yachal, v'ze eino yachal, loit the RASHBI, loit Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, the guf and the neshama are taka, both pater. Hashem can't punish them. This is the pshat that Reb Shimon says, Yacholni lifter kol ha'olam min adin, I could exempt the world from judgment. Why? Because of Antoninus' kasha. That it's like the guf couldn't do without the neshama, the neshama couldn't do without the guf. The only answer to Antoninus is what Rabbi said, Zeino Yachal, Zeino Yachal, Chayiv. But Reb Shimon knows Zeino Yachal, Zeino Yachal, Pater. So according to Reb Shimon, the whole world is exempt from judgment. That's pshat in the Gemara in Sukkah Memhamad Beis, Yacholni lifters kol ha'olam kulam min adin. Said the Maharsham, we don't paskin like Reb Shimon. But on Lag BaOmer, the Hilula of the RASHBI, Zechus Yagin Aleinu, his Zechus is Megan on all the Mesim, then on Lag BaOmer, all the Mesim in Gan Eden are Pater min adin. This is the incredible lamdus of the Maharsham. Pshat in Reb Shimon Yacholni liftar es kol ha'olam kulam min adin. Reb Shimon l'shitase ze eino yachal v'ze eino yachal pater. We hope Tairasai Megan Aleinu. May the Torah of the RASHBI protect all of us and all of Klal Yisrael. Ad b'yaskel tzedek v'mher v'yameinu. Amen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.